Good evening, classmates and Dr. Harrington. Shawn found checking in one last time with Module 15 and the final reflection for this semester, and going over what I felt that I most learned over these last few months. Just want to thank Dr. Harrington. Thank you as our instructor, and also fellow classmates. What an amazing semester. What a journey. And really learned so much this semester. Hard to narrow it down and talk in 3 to 5 minutes about highlights, but I'm going to try. So first off, I'd just like to say that I love the way this class was the capstone. It was the third piece of really the trilogy that started with 566 back in the spring with college teaching, and then in the summer with course design with 567, and then class 568 this fall finishing off with feedback and assessment. And I love the way that the three really permeated each other, really informed each other, and I got a sense holistically of how it all fit together. And it was great to pull information from each of the previous classes, as well as learn a lot this semester as well, and see it applied and brought out in fuller detail. So to that end, highlight from the fall for me, from feedback and assessment, definitely was this reading here, and I got 2 copies of it, because it was assigned in both Module 8 and Module 13, and that was the Carifio and Carey 2009 article that dealt with critical examination of current minimum grading policy recommendations. And I felt like this work, I went through it new each time and marked it up in different places and found something new from it each time. But in particular, what resonated with me was really attribution theory, talking also about self-regulation, which is big. Coming from a chaplain background where counseling, one-on-one with a lot of people is a big part of what I do on a daily, weekly basis, it was great to see this applied in education as well. So I love this element, love this text, felt like I learned a lot from it. As far as strategies go, 3 action plans that I identified. Again, I wanted to pick 3 of my favorite texts that I really enjoyed digging into this semester and highlight those. The first one I put here would be for a course of action, a strategy that I'd like to put into action as an educator would be implore more thoughtful use of praise and true encouragement to boost student motivation, confidence, and what I decided to call academic endurance. How do we get students to engage for the long run, not get frustrated, not get down on themselves, and truly rise to challenge, so you got to make it doable so they can achieve it, and not lose sight of their long-term goals. And of course, the work that resonated there most, I think, was really watching the interviews with Dweck, and also the interview that was also to be found in print, really hit home with me in regards to this first goal. And in particular, where the advice was given about how we mean well with praise, but that can often set up the wrong pursuits for our students. And we want to find better, more targeted ways to give praise. Dweck writes that we should praise the right things. We should praise the process, the effort, the strategies, the ideas that went into the work, not the person, so that we make it, accidentally into a salient thing. We want to talk about that growth mindset and growing that and cultivating that. So kind of the first one would be to use Dweck's theories about motivation a lot in the classroom. The second one that really piece that really informed the strategy that and the action plan that I'd like to go with for my second is really modify either directly as a instructor or advocate for, and that's important because I might end up working in course design and as a developer rather than as a direct action instructor. So I might be advocating instead for critical adjustments to traditional grading practices, and of course lean heavily on the Gusky article for this one, which just found that compelling with the idea of setting a different minimum grading standard. You don't have to have zeros. You can drop those, much like the scoring done in Olympic judging for diving or figure skating, throw out high and lows, those kind of things or change the traditional grading scale completely. And all those things can be shown to work better for our students. The final action plan that I'd like to do, I love this article by Facey. And of course, we had this Facey article in previous class too, with A is for assessment. And I put here, I really want to utilize at least once in my life at some point this directed self and peer marking. I really enjoy going through this, and in particular, learning about the Peel method with point, evidence, explanation, and links, and then going with what went well, WWW, and then even better if, EBI, and then the whole process of putting this to the students to self-evaluate one another and the learning that can go into that. So I'd like to try to utilize that once as well. So these are my 3 action plans, and again, it's been a great semester, and I hope that I have many of you classmates again in class coming up here this spring, and I wish you all well. It's been a great time. Happy holidays, and we will see you again soon.